Hey everyone. So, as Autumn said, my name is Camille Cisneros, and I am the Supportive Services Director with Students for Life of America. So, I want to tell you a little bit about my story to get started. I was actually that student on campus who, when you asked me about how I felt about abortion, I would say, oh, well, I think it should be legal in some circumstances, like maybe in the case of rape or if like her life is at risk. But what I realized later on was that I was just kind of telling a line that I had heard before. I didn't really know anything about abortion at all. And I had actually had a friend when I was in high school. Who had gotten pregnant. And she told me that she was pregnant and she wasn't in the best of relationships. Her parents didn't like this man. My parents didn't like him. But she was pregnant. And I remember thinking, like, okay, it's okay. It's going to be okay. We can do this. And then we went to Christmas break and we got back from Christmas break and she wasn't pregnant anymore. And I remember feeling really, really betrayed and angry. And none of that really made sense to me until later on when I was in college. I was invited to an apologetics training and went to this apologetics training and thought, okay, well, if pro life is really, the truth, if being against abortion is something that is is real and true and that I should be following because if I'm Catholic and that's what the church teaches, then they should be able to prove it, right? And so I was asking a ton of questions in that apologetics training, and what it made me realize was actually why I was so what I realized was hurt when I found out that my friend had had the abortion. It was a baby. It was alive. And as her friend, I wanted to be there to help her get through that. So I actually got involved in the pro life movement, oddly enough, not for the babies, but for the women, because I have met so many women who have had abortions who have come to me in moments of vulnerability, whether that was just like a one-on-one or maybe like a wine night, and we're just really, really getting into a deep conversation. And she has said, even though she's outwardly very pro-choice, she's come to me and said, you know what? That is the biggest mistake of my life. Like, I wished I would have never had that abortion. And it pulled at my heart and pulled at my heart. So as I got involved in the pro-life movement and I came to Students for Life and we came across the Pregnant on Campus initiative, the moment I was hired, I was like, that is what I want to be a part of. I want to be a part of an initiative that is doing everything it can to reach pregnant and parenting students, pregnant and parenting women, to give them resources so that they never feel like they have to choose between their child and their goals or their aspirations. They should never have to feel that way. And that is exactly what this program is doing. So the Pregnant on Campus initiative was actually founded in 2011. So we're coming on the 10-year anniversary of Pregnant on Campus. But I am very, very excited to announce to you that we will be changing the Pregnant on Campus initiative a little bit. So the mission to help pregnant and parenting students will remain the same, but it will have a fresh new face and a new name, and that is Standing With You. So with Standing With You, we want to take the Pregnant on Campus initiative even further. Like, we want to let every single woman know who is in an unexpected pregnancy situation or is a student parent or is pregnant on campus, or even a woman who has had an abortion and is seeking help and healing and hope. We want her to know that we stand with her. So we've created the Standing With You initiative as a way to support students facing unplanned pregnancies, and we want to do this in creative and innovative ways. So at Students for Life, we're uniquely positioned to serve high school and college age women who are the most targeted by the abortion industry. So we have to show these pregnant and parenting students that there is hope, there is help, and there is overwhelming support for them. So to make this promise a reality, pro-life advocates have to pair activism and education with resources and outreach. And what's incredible is that over the years, over the last 10 years, our student groups have helped literally thousands of women and have saved hundreds of babies. So those three women that you saw there in that video are students who were helped by you all, by our student groups. Jessica, her story is incredible. She actually didn't know that she was pregnant when she came across the table at Fresno State. The Fresno Students for Life had a tabling out going on, and they had fetal models. And she walked up to the table and she was talking to the president at the time, and she took that fetal model home with her, and then 2 weeks later found out that she was pregnant. She tells you in the video a little bit that she decided that she was going to have an abortion. And when she went in there, she felt like she was being more told what to do than being actually offered help and hope. And she said she kept thinking about that fetal model that she had taken home with her and was thinking that, you know what, that's my baby. So she walked out of the abortion facility and talked to the baby's father and said, you know what, I don't think I want to go through with this abortion. And he was actually relieved. He had told her, oh my goodness, I'm so glad you're saying that. I was just supporting you because I thought that the abortion is what you wanted, but really, I really wanted this baby. And when you go to our new website, standingwithyou.org, you can watch the whole story of Jessica's video and how she was actually able to achieve everything that she wanted to, even with her child. And there's a beautiful image of her walking across the stage, receiving her diploma with her baby Eden in her hands. And then there's the story of Ruth, who dealt with Title IX violations, and Veronica, who was helped by the Students for Life group on her campus, who actually provided her with babysitting services and resources. So these are just a few of the things that the Standing With You initiative wants to do. And here's the reason why. You all are needed. You as students are uniquely placed on your campuses and know exactly what it is that's going on your campus. So when you walk onto your campus and you look around, imagine yourself as a student who is in an unexpected pregnancy. Look around and ask yourself, do I feel alone or do I feel supported? Am I looking around and I'm walking into the library and I'm seeing a family study room? Do I know exactly where the lactation rooms are on campus? Have I walked into the restrooms and noticed the diaper changing stations? When I pull up to park and go to walk across campus, do I see that maternity parking space? Those are all ways that show a student who is in an unplanned pregnancy that she is supported, that there are resources there available to her. So you are uniquely positioned on this campus to know exactly what is there and what is missing, and to be able to help her because you're right there on campus with her. You know what's going on. You know what the environment looks like. You know how people are going to respond to her in her pregnancy. So you can be there as a show of support, and then also find creative ways to bring in those resources that are missing on campus. So you all I have so many reasons why you should get involved, but I'm just going to give you a couple. So recently, Students for Life did a survey, and they surveyed millennials and Gen Z they asked what these students would offer to a pregnant woman in need of help. And the largest number that this survey returned was that 22% of millennials and Gen Z would offer Planned Parenthood as a resource to a pregnant woman needing help. So Planned Parenthood, this facility that is really only offering abortions to women. So as Students for Life groups and as community members, we need to change that. Like, we are fully in this, and we know that there are amazing life-affirming centers that offer resources for these women, that are offering free pregnancy tests, that are offering free ultrasounds. In Jessica's story, she'll tell you how she actually had to pay for her ultrasound and how that was such a financial hardship to her. But now, as a student leader on her campus, she wants to spread this information to let women know that they don't have to pay for that. And we know as pro-lifers all of these resources that exist. So how do we get that information out there? We have to make sure that people aren't thinking that Planned Parenthood is the only resource for pregnant and parenting women, because it's not. What we do with our Standing With You groups is we want to be able to help you create these projects, that create these policy changes, to work with your administrators to know what it is exactly that is missing and how we can work with you to get your administrators to approve these things. So a few years ago, Fresno State brought in maternity parking spaces, and they had to battle a little bit with their administrators to be able to make this happen. But when they actually put those maternity parking spaces on campus, students were thanking them. At California State University Fullerton, they were petitioning the campus to bring in diaper changing stations into the bathroom. And students were signing the petition left and right because they were saying that they were thanking them and saying, you know, as a parenting student, I literally will walk to my car to change my baby's diaper and then have to bring them back onto campus, whether that's the library or whatever it is I'm doing. So thank you so much, because that campus didn't have any diaper changing stations at all. And as we were walking away that day back to the parking lot, we actually did see a woman who was changing her baby's diapers. We were like, wow, this is absolutely needed on campus. So we worked with the administrators to make that happen. But not only do we want to bring amazing resources onto campus, but we want to create special projects for your groups too that can build a bridge between this abortion-minded woman and a life-affirming facility. So we want this woman to know exactly how to get from her campus to a pregnancy resource center. Like, let's cut off that communication to the abortion industry. Let's cut off that communication to Planned Parenthood and help her get directly to the pregnancy resource centers. So we have special projects like our Abortion Free Cities project. And with that project, we are testing 5 different methods of engagement to build this bridge to help women get life-affirming resources, to get that free pregnancy test, to get free baby materials. Maybe she needs free formula. Maybe it's diapers that she needs. Maybe it's stuff for herself to be able, like a pump, to be able to take care of her baby. So these pregnancy help organizations are able to provide those to her. So how do we make sure that that abortion-minded woman on campus gets there? And that's through you. That's through flyering on campus, through tabling, by sidewalk chalking. You just heard about sidewalk counseling. We want to be able to provide you with all of the materials to make sure that no woman ever feels like abortion is her only option. We really, really want to help you shift the way society and your campus responds to an unexpected pregnancy. Babies are dying because we as a society are failing a little bit to empathize with the situations that bring these women into the abortion facilities. And recently, I was listening to a training, and one of my favorite things that I heard was that we need to listen to this woman so intently that we are empathizing with her to the point where we would think to ourselves, yeah, I totally understand why she wants to have an abortion. But of course, as a pro-lifer, we're not going to condone that. We're not going to help her get to the abortion facility. But we understand so deeply the reason why she wants to have that abortion that we can use these resources that we have, the tools in our tool belt, to help her know that there is something available to her, that abortion isn't the solution. If she needs money to help her get through school, we can help create a scholarship program for her so that she can be able to fund that. If she needs help with childcare, we can create a babysitting program to help to make sure that she has that childcare available. If it is just support. Like she feels like she's alone. You can go to coffee with her. You can have study sessions with her. Just be that friend that's there, walking with her, letting her know that she is not alone, that you are standing there right with her. So if you go to our new website, standingwithyou.org, you will see a bunch of different resources that you can offer to her. And then if you go to Students for Life HQ and go to the supportive services track, there are a bunch of flyers and materials available for you so that you can get this process started and making sure that your pregnant and parenting student peers know that you are standing with her.